Hi, my name is Luke Kayam, and I wanted to share a couple tips with you on proper foot care, especially for endurance events. And I'm not a big marathon runner. I don't even enjoy half marathons that much. What I love are long endurance, not even races, but just experiences. So, 15-hour Grand Canyon trips and 24 hours World's Toughest Mudder and Kokoro Camp down at Seal Fit, 55 hours plus. That's where you can truly test out all your physical and mental training and understand what kind of gear works and what stuff doesn't work. So we're talking about World's Toughest Mudder coming up in November 11th in Las Vegas. But really, you can apply these principles to just about any kind of training that you're doing that goes over 45 to 60 minutes, especially running in heat and cold and water and wet and rain, because the elements are truly what causes you to get blisters. So, back in high school, we called it chafing. And if that happened to you in football practice, you couldn't walk. That's from the sweat building up and causing the material that you're wearing to rub up against your skin, and that's where the wear and tear happens. So the first thing I'm going to say is get a solid pair of underwear that's going to hold everything in nice and tight. I love the Under Armours that are not going to cause any kind of additional friction. And if I'm doing an event where I'm wearing pants, I'll wear the ones that go down to the knees. The very first thing I'm going to teach you guys about is what kind of socks to wear and what kind of shoes to wear for World's Toughest Mudder. And this is definitely something that my entire team and my tribe has been doing for about 2 years. You're going to notice these boots. And I know there's a lot of ultra marathon runners out there and endurance athletes who are going to say, you know what, this shoe is built for long distance endurance running. Here's the deal. After 24 hours in the mud, your tennis shoe breaks apart. It cannot handle the wear and tear of jumping 35 feet high into a lake, of swimming, of rolling around in the mud, of just taking an absolute beating. So I fell in love with the Oakley LSA boots a couple years ago, and I've been referring as many people as I can in that direction because it truly is the one piece of footwear that if Armageddon came, or I had to be out of my house and I didn't know when I would be back, or there was a hurricane or some kind of emergency, these are the boots, these are the shoes that I would take with me in case of that emergency. So these are the LSAs. Why the LSAs work so well for the 24-hour mudder is they have these micro holes in the bottom. They're mesh holes. So water goes in your boot and water comes out. That way the foot and the boot itself doesn't get super heavy. These are from last year. You can see they're a little messed up. I've done over 100 hours in these, so it'll be time for a new pair, especially when the Tough Mudder comes around. So I'll probably get those in October. But I highly recommend these. They're lighter than my endurance shoes, right? My Sauconys, these are what I'm going to go run right now in. I've got a 20 miler today, my longest one in over a year, and I'm hoping that they're going to be able to hold up. But again, for World's Toughest, guys, I can't tell you, everybody on my team will have a pair of these. The other thing is the ankle support, right? When we wear tennis shoes, we don't have that same ankle support. The flexion, the protection isn't there when we land on rocks. And for me, if my feet go, I'm done, right? If I can keep my mind and my feet, everything else will kind of fall in between. So these are the boots that I'm going to recommend for World's Toughest. You're going to get duct tape right around the ankle, and you're going to make sure that everything's in nice and tight because we don't want our loose rocks going in your shoe after you've taken a break or after you've put on new socks or after you're ready to get back out there after 12, 14, 15, even 20 hours. So these are the Oakley Desert Boots. Now these are second to these. I'll wear these for most hiking and trails. Again, higher ankle support. I'll take them with me to World's Toughest because they're the most comfortable of all the footwear that I have. So maybe my last 2 hours, maybe when the thing's over, I'm going to put on a new pair of shoes, I'm going to put on a new pair of boots, I'm going to put on a new pair of socks. Next most important part here is going to be the bag balm. You guys have heard me talk about this for a long time. Bag balm is so important, it's so crucial. It's going to help you from getting any kind of blisters. And I'm actually going to show you guys how I do it as I get ready to go out here on this run. You're going to take this the morning before the race, the morning before the event. I keep mine in the freezer now because it's so hot. We're using wool socks, right? Wool socks to help extract some of that sweat. I've got a pretty whopping fingertip amount there. And I'm going to start on the ankle, and I'm going to go in between each toe, just like I'm rubbing lotion on my wife's feet. All throughout, I'm going to take it up around the ankle, Whatever's remaining, I'm going to take behind the knee. So again, anywhere where there's going to cause friction, underneath the armpit, anywhere on my nipples, my waistline, a couple other places. Wool sock. I like the 3/4. Take the 3/4 sock up, especially when you wear the boot, so you have a little bit more protection going up towards your ankle and your calf. Good. So Bag Balm, you guys can get this. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it just about anywhere. It's an equestrian Vaseline, and it's a game changer, guys. You know, I've heard so many comments in the Tough Mudder and the endurance community and OCR racing about, you know, mixing gels and goos. Again, I run these races and I teach the people in my tribe how to complete these races with a minimalist mindset. And less is more, right? If we're talking about food, we're talking about training, we're talking about supplementation, right? It's quality over quantity. So I'm gonna spend $150 and get a new pair of boots for this event. I'm gonna have a pair of endurance shoes that I wear when I hit the road that are gonna help me and protect me, and it's definitely worth the extra money getting the right gear and getting the right coaching. So combining all this stuff together, that's my footwear, that's my gear getting ready to go out right now and run for 3.5 hours. Next to that is my nutrition. And nutrition is so important. Yeah, I've had breakfast this morning. I had 2 eggs. I had some fruit. I had a little bit of white rice mixed with coconut milk. But let's talk about how I'm going to fuel for the next 3.5 hours out on the road, especially when it's extremely hot and I'm burning a ton of calories. So first things first, I'm going to take these rice rolls, right? These are at Costco. They're simple white rice rolls. I'm going to take 2 of them in my pocket. I'm gonna put it in a Ziploc bag with a wet paper towel just to make sure, you know, I don't make a huge mess, but 2 of these in my pocket. Everything else I'm gonna carry is frozen, not only because it's hot out there, but it's just gonna help cool me down internally when I consume these things. This is what I call synthetic food. It's packaged food, but again, it's the cleanest packaged food that I could possibly take, and I really only take 3 different things. So Go-Go Freeze, organic fruit, applesauce. You guys, get them for you, get them for the kids. Yes, I eat applesauce like a baby, especially when I run long distance. This thing stays cold, pop the top, and its liquid nutrition goes right down. Here's where I'm gonna get some carbs and some energy. Next up to that, the blocks. And anybody on my team who's ever done a long distance endurance event with me knows I live by these. I'll buy a case of 16. Strawberry flavor is the way to go. Again, freeze them. And as you start to get running, as you start to get into this event, you'll eventually have them thawed out, and they're amazing. 4 World's Toughest, guys. Each lap, if we do stop at home base, I'm gonna take 1 of these, I'm gonna take 1 of these, and I'm probably gonna take 1 of these, right? So Perfect Bars, also another Costco item, big fan of these, love these. Again, frozen. So all 3 of these foods I'm getting ready to take with me are ice cold and frozen. And then liquid supplementation, Tailwind, I can't say enough about it. Another Amazon product, pick it up. I just picked up the first caffeinated version. We'll see how that tastes. But this is literally a scoop or a serving per hour on the road. So in addition to my whole foods, I'm gonna be adding liquid nutrition in the form of Tailwind every hour on the hour. So as I go right now, I'll have 3 individual Ziploc bags full of 1 serving of Tailwind. One more thing I forgot to mention here. These are amazing. Moleskin, 2 pre-cuts. I cut them myself. I'll stick these in my little Manny pack right here, and I'll be good to go out on the road. One more thing, guys, before I get out of here. I wear a hat. You may say it's kind of dorky or lame, but here's the deal. Skin cancer is even more dorky and lame. Luke Kayam.